Hi, I'm Philippa Martin, the Rules as Code Practice Lead at Salsa Digital. In 2022, GovCMS, Australia's whole-of-government content management system and web hosting platform, approached the market looking for products and solutions to deliver more citizen-centric services, personalised user journeys, and generally better digital experiences. One of the 6 enhanced user journeys in GovCMS's expression of interest was for evaluation of eligibility, obligations, and entitlements. Salsa Digital pitched rules as code using the open source rules engine OpenFisca. We were thrilled to be given the opportunity to build a proof of concept to demonstrate how rules as code could work in practice with a very meaningful use case at the time, specifically to help citizens understand if their COVID-19 vaccination status was up to date. Very relevant in 2022. On screen, you can see one of the Drupal front ends that we built for this proof of concept. This site has now been decommissioned. However, this demo provides an overview of its functionality. In this dummy website, we created a realistic looking homepage. However, the only active links are these 2 journey links, am I up to date with my COVID vaccinations, and do I have to be vaccinated to work in my industry? The other links all lead to the same page, which is actually some information about the proof of concept. Okay, let's have a look at how this works. Let's look at this first journey here. Am I up to date with my COVID vaccinations? So let's consider someone who's 32 years old. Notice too that they're immediately provided with this user journey overview so they have an idea of where they are in the journey as they go. So let's say that this person doesn't have any of the following health conditions. In terms of how many vaccination doses they've had so far, let's say 3. And let's take this date back to when this was first done, which was 2022. And let's say May 4th. And then we hit submit. So immediately information goes to OpenFisca, and you can see how quick it is that we get the results. So Drupal collects those inputs, sends it to OpenFisca. OpenFisca then creates the outputs and send those back to Drupal. Anything here as well that's highlighted in yellow is information that's come from OpenFisca and depends on the information that was provided. So in this case, it says that the person is currently not up to date because it's been more than 6 months since their last vaccination. It's got a call to action for making a booking, also some information about if they'd had COVID in the past 3 months, and then the recommended vaccine based on their age group, and that they are also eligible for these vaccines. Again, these vaccines were relevant at the time. One of the most powerful things about rules as code is that the OpenFisca rules engine can be used by multiple interfaces. To demonstrate this, we created a second website for the fictitious Department of First Nations. This is that website here. As you can see, this one only has the one main COVID journey link, and then all of these other links take the user straight to that about this proof of concept page. If they do click on this, am I up to date with my COVID vaccinations, and then start, they have this additional question asking if they're of Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander origin or descent. Finally, we also wanted to show how jurisdictions could be brought together with rules as code. And so we created a second journey where people can check if they need to be vaccinated to work in their job or industry. And this is actually driven by state-based information. So if I go back to this one here and to home, and we have this journey link here, do I have to be vaccinated to work in my industry? So we only codified 3 states for this proof of concept. Let's say the person lives and works in Victoria, that they work in the education sector, and that they do not work in a specialist school. Again, hit submit, that goes to OpenFisca, gives us the response, which is that they're currently not required to be vaccinated in their work sector. Let's see what happens though if we just change one of those values, being this last one about working in the specialist school. Again, hit submit, that new information goes to OpenFisca, and you can see that they're told that they're required to have at least 3 vaccination doses. So again, this information is highlighted, meaning it's coming from OpenFisca. Those rules could be changed at any time as well, so that then if it needed to be 4 vaccination doses or 5 vaccination doses if this legislation or these rules, these state-based rules, had continued on into the present day. So I hope you enjoyed this Rules as Code demonstration. It was actually one of Salsa's earliest Rules as Code projects, and it really launched us into the world of Rules as Code. It was also very important for GovCMS. GovCMS went on to run a Rules as Code sandpit program and then moved towards the production implementation of Rules as Code to bring this technology to a large number of government agencies in Australia. Thank you.